Another asteroid alert. NASA is tracking a swarm of asteroids, and they're barreling towards our Earth at a speed of 27,500 miles an hour. We have been told that when we have asteroids coming in, they don't usually come in alone. They're either in binaries or in groups. So 4 asteroids reaching speeds of up to 27,500 miles an hour expected to close in on us, one by one, in a little more than 2 days. NASA asteroid trackers reveal. This is by Sebastian Ketley Express UK. So thank goodness they are catching them, and a number of new ones this past year, which is just in 2 weeks. The asteroids are all heading past Earth on what astronomers dubbed close approach trajectories. NASA is tracking them and predicting the first space rock, asteroid 210 AE30, will approach us shortly after midnight, Friday, January 17. Now, what do we know about the asteroids that are heading past our Earth? There are 4 space rocks. They've been classified by NASA tracking systems as near-Earth objects, or NEOs. Near-Earth objects are all comets and asteroids that orbit the Sun from a distance of no more than 1.3 astronomical units. And these space rocks are frequent visitors of Earth in our area of space and sometimes cross our path with our home planet. And it could be a disastrous effect, of course, if they're to impact us. As of January 7, 2020, the European Space Agency, ESA, counted 21,655 near-Earth object asteroids and 109 near-Earth object comets. At least 996 of these space rocks have been placed on the risk list by ESA. About 1,000 of them are on the risk list. Now, asteroid facts. NASA estimates a football field size asteroid collides with our planet once every 2,000 years, just about. A car-sized asteroid hits our Earth on average at least once a year, and some of the bigger space rocks in the asteroid belt can be as large as a small planet, 583 miles across. As icy comets fly around our solar system, their outer layers sublimate in the sun's heat. They evaporate, that's what makes the trail, and they leave behind their glowing trail, their tail, the comet tail. So asteroid 210 AE30, that will be the first celestial rock passing us on Friday at a speed, this speedy asteroid, and it will be flying towards us at the speeds of about 27,536 miles an hour. That's 12.31 kilometers per second, or 44,316 kilometers per hour. NASA trackers estimates that the rock measures somewhere in the range of 167 feet to 360 feet across. Asteroid AE30 approaching us Friday, January 17, around 12:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Then you have asteroid 219 YG1. That's the next asteroid to arrive close to us. It's a smaller but more recently discovered asteroid, YG1, and it will make its approach around 3:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, January 16. That would be Thursday. NASA estimates this rock measuring about 79 feet to 177 feet across, and it will be flying through our space at speeds of about 9,976 miles an hour. See, some of them are fast, some of them are much slower. And then you have asteroid 2019 YQ3. That will be more than 15 hours later. Earth will be visited again by the smaller asteroid 219 YQE3, and that's estimated to be in the range of about 46 feet to 102 feet in diameter, and is flying towards us at speeds of about 11,232 kilometers an hour. That's 6,979 miles an hour. And the NASA trackers predict this asteroid will pass us around 6:57 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then you have the one that was discovered this year, asteroid 220 AD1. The final space rock approaching us on Friday, again, is the recently discovered 220 AD1. NASA trackers confirmed this is in the solar system. They found it December 28th. They confirmed it December 28th, 2019. The U.S. Space Agency estimates the rock measured at a range of about 49 feet to 108 feet across. And on Friday, this space rock will make the closest approach to Earth at around 9:15 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And when this happens, the asteroid will reach speeds of about 10,043 miles an hour. So those are the 4 space rocks. And the first one will be starting on Thursday, and the last one will be a Saturday morning. 4 of them together. Now, I don't believe that they are expected to impact our Earth. The article doesn't say anything about that, but I don't believe that they will. Now, we did have an event that took place July 25th that had to do with an asteroid that was not supposed to impact us. It was supposed to be flying beyond our moon out into the black yonder of space, but that didn't happen. It in fact impacted us and it fell into the sea, the Caribbean Sea. It was about 40 feet across, and they did not expect it to come into us, but it did. Thank goodness it fell into the ocean and not on land, not anywhere that was populated. And they explained that the comet had been affected by the Yarkovsky effect. What is the Yarkovsky effect? And we see that also has taken place with asteroid Bennu, which is a huge asteroid. Now, the Yarkovsky effect is a force acting on a rotating body in space caused by the anisotropic emission of thermal photons which carry momentum. It's usually considered in relation to meteoroids or small asteroids, about 10 centimeters to 10 kilometers in diameter. So you see 10 kilometers is pretty big, as its influence is most significant for these bodies. Now, what does that mean? It means that when the sun's rays heat the celestial body, what happens is that they cause one side of the body to be warm, whereas the other side is sort of freezing. And that what happens then is it sort of rotates the body on its axis. And as the body rotates on its axis, it leaves its trajectory and it moves from its trajectory. That's also what's happening on asteroid Bennu, by the way, from what NASA was explaining to us. Now, the discovery was made by Polish civil engineer Ivan Osipovich Yarkovsky back in around 1900, who worked in Russia on specific problems in his spare time. And Yarkovsky noted that the daily heating of the rotating object in space could cause it to experience a force that, while tiny, could lead to large long-term effects on the orbits of these small bodies, especially meteoroids and small asteroids. Yarkovsky's insight would have been forgotten until it had not been for Estonian astronomer Ernst Oppik, who read Yarkovsky's pamphlet around 1909, and he recalled the pamphlet from memory, discussing the possible importance of the Yarkovsky effect on movement of meteoroids about our solar system. The Yarkovsky effect is a consequence of the fact that change in the temperature of an object warmed by the radiation from the sun, and therefore by the intensity of thermal radiation from the object, lags behind changes in the incoming radiation. The surface of the object takes time to become warm when first illuminated and takes time to cool down when illumination stops. And in general, there are 2 components to the effect. And they have ways of measuring this. The effect was measured 1991 to 2003 on asteroid 6489 Golevka. The asteroid drifted 15 kilometers from its predicted position over 12 years. The orbit was established with great precision by a series of radar observations in 1991, 95, and 99 from the Arecibo radio telescope. Without direct measurement, it's very hard to predict the exact result of the Yarkovsky effect on a given asteroid's orbit. This is because the magnitude of the effect depends on many variables that are hard to determine from the limited observational information that's available. These include the exact shape of the asteroid, its orientation, and its albedo. Now, calculations are complicated by the effects of shadowing and thermal reillumination, whether caused by local craters or a possible overall concave shape. The Yarkovsky effect also competes with radiation pressure, whose net effect may cause similar small long-term forces for bodies with albedo variations or non-spherical shapes. So that's what happened to the small asteroid. Instead of going out into space, came into us because of the Yarkovsky effect, fell into the Caribbean Sea, and many times this has some kind of an effect on asteroids, especially if they're small. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.